Hello and welcome once again to the Windy City's finest on location here at the Bloom Studio at the Synergy Center. Yes, I got it. He's Mac, I'm Perry, and this is
Sara Neufeld with Raise and Drum Circles.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. And just to give us a really broad strokes overview, really quick of what it is you do, and then we'll dive into our icebreakers. But yeah, what is it that you do, Sara?
Well, I am a drum circle facilitator, and I bring my drums to different locations, and I teach people how to play them. And then we play games and do rhythm activities that allow us to work with each other and build a community and kind of let go of worries, and just your everyday anxiety and stress kind of melts away with those rhythms. And it's quite a fun way to connect with your community members and bring some joy into your life.
I love that. I love that. And I'm super excited to learn more about that in future segments. But right now, we'll dive into our icebreaker games. We usually start off with a bit of trivia. How are you with trivia typically?
Terrible.
Me too, me too. So I'll rattle off the first one and we'll just dive in. On July 12th, 1886, the all-time recorded high in Medicine Hat was approximately A, 42 degrees Celsius, B, 47 degrees Celsius, C, 37 degrees Celsius, or D, 39 degrees Celsius. They're very close.
I feel like 47 degrees would be a crazy high, but I think that's it.
Oh, it
No?
is A, 42 degrees
Oh,
Celsius.
so close.
According to the internet, I think so. Yeah. I believe Mac has prepared some secret trivia, so I'll pass it to you to read off the first piece. I don't have a very good track record with these ones for Mac, so take that as you will, but
All right.
take it away.
Mac recently attended a Japanese taiko drumming performance during which event? The Wide Skies Music Festival, Pride, Canada Day, an Upside Downtown concert.
Oh my goodness. I feel like all of those things have happened very recently. So where would they do that type of event? I'm just going to go with D, the Upside Down.
So close.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
It was at the Pride Festival.
Pride Festival. The more you know. I didn't even know they would have that there. So that's awesome. Great. I'll dive into our next piece of trivia for you. Medicine Hat's Plainsman Clays is Canada's largest clay manufacturer and was founded in 1962. Approximately how many pounds of clay do they produce in a year? A, 900,000, B, 1.7 million, C, 2 million, or D, 4 million pounds of clay a year.
Pounds of clay per year.
Yeah.
I want to say C.
4 million, you got it.
Yay!
Yeah, it is up there. Wow, awesome.
That's a massive amount of clay.
I know, right? I'll throw it to you for our second
Okay.
piece of Mac trivia.
Years ago, Mac took part in a drumming class during a trip to Spain, meditation retreat, college team building day, or fitness conference.
What was the question again, sorry?
Years ago, Mac took part in a drumming class during
Oh, okay. And it was, and what were the options again? I'm so sorry.
trip to Spain, meditation retreat, college team building day, fitness conference.
I'm going to go with the college team building.
So close.
Oh my goodness.
It said fitness conference, so I'm going to wonder if it was the drumming with the exercise balls. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm super glad that you knew what that was about. That's awesome.
They're super fun to go to.
Nice. Hey. Awesome. Great. I love a good bit of trivia. Even though I did not do very well, that's okay. That's okay. Our next little icebreaker game here is this or that. And we'll just get to know your preferences, mine too.
Okay.
And we'll see if we're friends or not, I guess.
I like your Mad Hatter hat.
Yeah, it's very on brand. I will let you do the honors and pick first, and you can just read it out once you get it.
Dress up or casual?
Ooh, we have definitely got this one before, and mine is always casual. I used to work at like a men's clothing store selling suits, so I had to dress up a lot. And now I'm just casual. Like it's fun to dress up every now and then, if my clothes still fit me. But yeah, no, I'm casual.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, if this is dressed up, then that's great, but I think it's more casual. I like to be comfortable.
Nice. And have you always been that way?
Yes, I think so.
Nice. Right on. Awesome. You can set that aside. I'll pick our next one. What do we got here? Shoes or sandals?
Bare feet?
Ah,
Sandals.
Sandals, yeah. Goes with the casual aesthetic.
Absolutely.
I guess. Yeah, I think I'm also socks or sandals, I guess. I wear Crocs, I guess, when I'm at home.
Those
Is
are
that
basically
weird?
sandals.
Yeah, pretty much. Awesome. Throw it to you.
Football or hockey?
Mine would be British football. I know that may not be what it's meaning. Otherwise, between hockey and football, I'd probably do hockey. There's just more going on, generally.
Okay, makes sense. There's a lot to watch. I prefer football, though, which is bizarre because it can only be live. I can't watch it on TV. I'm not a sports watcher at all. But live, football is the place to be because you have a job. You have to distract the other team.
All right. Very participatory there.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
It's fun.
Nice, nice. Did you ever play sports growing up? Or not really?
I played some soccer.
Okay, yeah.
And I was a curler.
Ooh, nice.
Very Canadian.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Okay, let's see what else we got. Donkey or horse? There's a story behind this one, but anyway.
Horse.
Very fair, yes. I think I have to go with donkey at this point. I was at a beach in the UK when I was a kid, and they had donkeys for people to ride on the beach, and that's just what it was. And so, yeah. But being in Alberta, horses are majestic and beautiful, and they are awesome, but I think I have to go with donkey. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
Yeah.
I fell off a horse when I was little, but I still pick horses.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, flowers or chocolate?
Flowers or chocolate? I have been trying to work on my green thumb. You know, my mom has a green thumb, and so I would go with flowers, I guess, just to try and get better at that and taking care of them, and yeah.
Can I say both?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love my chocolate, so that is definitely the top of the cake.
Nice. Awesome. We'll do one more of these and then move swiftly along. Okie dokie. Cottage or mansion?
Cottage.
Yeah.
In the mountains.
Oh, nice. Very specific. Would you consider yourself more, it sounds fairly reclusive, like a setup, but?
No, not, I love being around people, but I also love to be away from people when I get too overstimulated, and to have a little hideout that would be in the mountains would be perfect.
I would actually echo you there. Yeah, just like a little cottage, and I would also like to get away every now and then. I think that's maybe why I live in Lethbridge. It's a bit smaller, slower pace, you know. So.
And a lot closer to the mountains.
And a lot closer to the mountains, yeah. Awesome. We will move swiftly along to our tumbling towers. So just a review, can't take from the top three, and once you pull a piece, you gotta set it on top. And I'll let you do the honors and go first. And you can totally poke around and figure out
one hand or two.
Let's do two hands, yeah.
Ooh, that one says yes.
You got it. Number 3. What is your favorite film or genre of film?
I like them all. Yeah. I like Disney movies. For some reason. I like all the musicals.
Love it.
Favorite film would be The Greatest Showman.
Nice. Great songs in that, absolutely. Nice. I think for myself, favorite genre, I love stuff that is like, based on real stories or like pulled from novels and stuff. And like an example of that, one of my favorites is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which was originally a novel story. and they made it into a movie. Otherwise, I really love Interstellar.
Okay.
Just kind of like grand stories, and I just love how they can be told on film.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I guess I should jump in here and see what we got. That one seems like it'll work. We've got number 30. What country do you want to travel to next?
There's so many. I would actually love to go back to Europe, but more so to Scotland.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go to Ireland in one of my last travels, but I never got up to Scotland. So gotta go check out all the castles up there and check out maybe some family heritage.
Yeah. Do you get to travel much? Or?
No.
Same. Yeah.
My last extravagant travel. Well, I went to Myrtle Beach recently, but last big trip was about 10 years ago. I was actually probably in Ireland right about now, about 10 years ago.
Right on.
It was quite a fun experience.
I'm super grateful that you're doing this with us now. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Yeah. I think for myself, there's something about the Scandinavian countries. Any one of those. Yeah, take your pick, and I would love to go there. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll throw it back to you.
Okay.
To pick our next block.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, you can't see it, but one popped out of the bag. You got it. Number 7. What are you reading right now? If anything.
Whew.
Yeah.
What am I listening to?
Sure, yeah.
It's at the point of life where if you read a book, you fall asleep. Let Them. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins is a pretty good one. Actually, it's the second time I've listened to it. So first time is just for fun. Second time you actually listen. Yeah. It's a good way to move forward in your life and just let go of the things that aren't in your control. Nice. So I highly recommend listening or reading it.
Yeah. Nice. And was that recommended by somebody or just came across it?
I think I just came across it and I was like, sounds like something that would make sense to read right about now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess I have a terrible track record with books and reading them in a timely manner. But right now, one of the bookstores in Lethbridge, it's like a community group, and we're working through The Artist's Way. It's terrible, I forget the author, but it's like a classic book for artists, and I'm learning that the community, the accountability there is what really works for me. So that's what I'm working through right now.
Book clubs, those are fun.
I will go next, see what we get. Let's do that one. Whoop. Okay, number 2. What does your perfect day look like?
Perfect day? Ooh, sleep in. And then make it to my yoga studio, Yoga Revolution. It's a hot yoga studio downtown here in Medicine Hat. Lovely place, lovely people. And then just come home, take my dogs for a walk, relax, maybe have a tea, and then get out into my garden. Maybe get a little sunburn because that usually happens when I'm out in my garden. And then to top it off, gotta have some drumming. So a nice big drum circle in one of the parks in town. There's a really beautiful boat launch and space down at Strathcona, which is just down the river. And yeah, just get together with all the people and drum together and finish the night. And you go home and you're just like, and you have a great sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. That just sounds very peaceful. I love that. I think I would also sleep in. And then something I tried recently was actually, maybe not with rain, but was just like I have a little deck thing outside my place. So I actually went and I had breakfast there. Just took a slow, easy morning, go for a walk, work on some stuff, and yeah, and then I just kind of chilled for the rest of the day, and that was a great day. So, yeah. I think we have time for maybe one or two more.
Okay.
So I'll throw it back to you to pick our next block.
Ooh, that
Oh my
darn.
gosh, that's the second one this time that's doing that. What number?
36.
36. What's one thing you always put off?
Planning for my classes.
Right on. Yeah.
I'm a teacher. I teach music, and I'm not gonna lie, planning is like way on the low end of what I want to do. So I usually put off the planning till the last minute, and then it usually comes together just in time. So
Nice. Yeah, pretty go with the flow.
yeah. Sometimes I do better just going with the flow, because every day the kids at school or even in the circle, everybody's different. So what I might have planned might not be the thing that fits that day. So I just pivot and go and do something different. And it's very intuitive. So planning is not my jam.
Yeah, that's super fair, and I'm so happy that you recognize that for yourself, right, and lean into it, because I feel like, yeah, sometimes it's like trying to force yourself into working one way, and it just doesn't work. So, yeah. Nice. Okay, we'll see if we can get one more in here. Wow, let's do that. Number 49. Oh. 49. If you could start a movement, what would you start? It's a big question. Nothing that requires lots of planning, I guess.
No, not lots of planning, but you might need some instruments, because we'd have to start a drum circle movement, of course.
Yeah, I love that.
Because I think, well, I like to say every drum circle, every drum that plays creates ripples. We might not be able to see them, but we can feel them. So if we have a movement where every city, every couple, whatever, we can cover the world with ripples of rhythm. So that's my movement that I will create.
I love that. I love that, and I'm super excited to see it in action, to feel those rhythms and ripples later. So yeah, I think that's a beautiful sentiment to end off on. So we'll leave it there. This has been the Windy City's Finest, on location at Bloom Studio at the Synergy Center. He's Mac, I'm Perry.
Welcome to Windy City's Finest, on location here at the Bloom Studio at the Synergy Center. Did I get it right? I think I got it right, yeah. I'm Mac, he's Perry, and this is
Sara Neufeld with Ray of Sun Drum Circles.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the segment with Perry, getting to know you a bit about your just this or that or other things, and the tumbling towers. And
that's very fun.
Good, yeah. But I'm here to talk about your journey as a drum facilitator, a drummer. Yeah, maybe like you did at the beginning, kind of just give a kind of a brief overview of what it is you do for your practice.
Absolutely. So I facilitate drum circles, and I bring drum circles to people and places and schools and senior centers, and I also run a weekly community drum circle in various locations, different studios or parks around town, depending on the season. And we get together, and I teach people the basics of how to play, and we play games and have opportunities for improvisation and just like listening to each other and building community and letting the stress and anxiety of every day just go. And basically it's my opportunity to share the joy of drumming with all my friends and new friends.
I'm really excited to see it. I know when we first reached out and we met, it's like you just have to see it to figure out what it is. So I'm really excited to really see a drumming circle taking place and hopefully be part of it.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious, like, when did this start for you? When did you start kind of getting interested in drumming?
Ooh, for drumming, because I've been in music all my life. I started playing organ. I took organ lessons when I was 5 and 6, and that continued all the way through until university. And then in my 3rd or 4th year of university, I was able to attend the World Drumming and Dance class with Adam Mason at the University of Lethbridge. And I was hooked. I got to be part of the drumming ensemble, and it was just great fun. The dancing part was fun to try, but when it came to performance, I got to be part of the drum group. And I purchased my very first djembe drum when I was in university. There was a store called Silver Cents, and in the university, the Students' Union handbook, the little agenda, they had a coupon for 50% off. So I went and I got this djembe, and I still have it. I didn't bring it tonight, but I still have it.
Nice. Was your first drum? Okay.
That's my first drum. Yeah. And so that's how I got the drumming bug. But then after coming back to Medicine Hat, I kind of had an opportunity. I went to a women's retreat, and I had an opportunity to try a facilitated drum circle. And I was like, this is oddly fun. And kind of caught the bug for that too. And the facilitator, her name's Colleen Garland, she saw that, and she kind of had some moments where she goes, hey, Sarah, I see you maybe would be interested in trying this. Am I right? And I said, why, sure not. Why not? And then she kind of double booked herself a couple of times and said, would you like to help me? And I said, sure, why not? And then she just gave me some ideas, and that caught the bug for the facilitating. And then I don't know, 5 years down the road, and all of a sudden I'm like, there's got to be like a certification that says I'm legit. And so I searched into that and found Circles of Rhythm in Calgary and signed up for their facilitator training. And the rest is history. That was 9 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's been a journey.
Quite the journey. Yeah. I'm curious, just to go back because we have the time. So when you first discovered really drumming in university, so you were a music major, right?
I was a music major, yes. I'm like, Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Arts, and music major, and then a minor in Spanish. So, puedo hablar español.
Nice.
So that helped me. I majored in the French horn, which is totally unrelated to drumming.
The French horn, yeah.
In university that you had to take that kind of, they worked on your rhythm and being able to do different things with your right hand versus left hand. And then we had, for the education portion, to become a music teacher, you had to take these foundations courses. And one of the foundations courses that I was able to take was brass and percussion. So we had to pick a brass instrument, different than what you already played. I picked the euphonium, and then
what is that? Sorry,
it's like a mini tuba, basically.
Okay.
You got the big tuba, and then you got this little instrument. It's quite beautiful. You'll have to look it up. And then we got to learn how to play like the drums with sticks and snare drum and stuff. And I'm not the greatest with sticks, but that was kind of a fun experience. And then that African drumming class, that really caught my, like...
What was it about that class that was so inspiring for you?
I think just the rhythms are so lively, and the cultures that those rhythms come from, a lot of it was West African. And there's something about the music from West Africa that just lit something up inside my soul. So here I am.
Yeah. Obviously, yes. No, you're clearly very passionate about it. And then you mentioned so then eventually you attended a facilitated drumming circle. Like, how would that have been different than the event you attended at the university?
So the university class, you had a drumming ensemble, and so you learned specific rhythms and you played them in a specific order in order for the group to dance to that music. So the dancers, you were playing the music so that they could do their specific movements to that, like the choreography for that dance. And then when I went to a drum circle, the facilitated circle, everybody has an instrument. Nobody's an expert. You might not have ever touched a drum. You may have played many times, and you're maybe somebody there's a really, really great drummer. But in the drum circle, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an expert. The goal is to work together and to be able to play with each other and listen and not overtake anyone. It's kind of an opportunity to just, there's opportunities for soloing, and there's opportunities just to like relax. I don't always have to be in the spotlight. So it's kind of a interesting way to push people out of their little comfort zones and allow them that space, because maybe one night all you need to do is solo on your djembe, but you got to bring it down, and the facilitator's job is to make sure that you're not just wailing on the djembe while a person beside you is there to like actually get like a calmer experience. So the facilitation piece is to ebb and flow and make sure that everybody is getting what they came to receive from that experience. So it's a lot of paying attention and intuiting what people may need, and just watching, and well, hopefully you'll get to you're participating for a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
So it's quite a heartfelt experience, like in the circle. So I really love that piece because I can help. I like to be able to be in that space and just facilitate or give people another tool to allow themselves to relax and to let go of whatever they need to let go of, and help them on their healing journey, or just, it's a great way to meet people and to find new experiences. So
to spark joy, and
absolutely.
And it seems like it's, like you mentioned, like community is part of it too. And it seems like to me, like when you talk about, when you describe that, like accessibility seems really important too, because not everyone would be a trained percussionist, and that's great. You can just have everyone join, and
And on that part, there's a lot of people who hesitate to join a drum circle or try something that's out of their comfort zone, because you don't want anybody to look at you and pick you out of the crowd because I don't know what I'm doing. And this circle is, well, any drum circle that's facilitated is a great opportunity to try that, because one of the I'm going to say rules, but I'm going to have to change it to guidelines. When you are in a drum circle is holding space for others and making sure that you're there for your own purposes, and you're expected to pay attention and make sure that you're allowing for that ebb and flow for everybody to have that experience. And if somebody comes in and they make mistakes left, right, and center, we don't learn unless we do make mistakes. So I'm like, it's okay, don't worry. The song will come as it needs to, and if it's a little bit jumpy, not all the music we listen to is straightforward and easy. Some of it goes all over the place. And as you come to a drum circle and you return and return and return, every time it gets a little bit easier, you get more confident, and you're like, oh, I can do this. And then you're able to listen and hear those pieces, and then maybe you're noticing, oh, I'm playing a little bit loudly, so I'm gonna bring it down now. And it's, you get the opportunity for self-reflection in those moments too. So for growth and self-reflection. And it's an opportunity for that person who comes in and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm terrified to be here, for them to actually realize, hey, I can do this. And it doesn't matter if you're really great at it or if you're completely offbeat, because without that person there, the drum circle would not be the same. Every person has their part, and we create beautiful music together in that circle. And if one person's missing, it's not the same.
Yeah, that sounds very beautiful, And kind of just going back to like what you mentioned, like you attended the facilitated drum circle, and the person who was facilitating said, hey, do you want to maybe start doing this, facilitating and such? What was that like when you started kind of to get more into that facilitation role?
Well, it was funny when she guided me to that facilitation piece, because she knew I was a music teacher. And she's like, so this is kind of, you got the rhythms already, that's no problem, and you look like you really enjoy being in that circle. So here's some ideas. I can't remember what the first one was. It had to do with like summer games, or there was something at the college, and she had double booked herself, and she kind of said, hey, you want to make $100?
I've heard that before.
I'll provide the drums. You just have to come and set up and be there, and then like just lead the circle. And I'm like, okay, but what do I do? She's like, oh, just here's some ideas. like, just go with it. You're a music teacher. You can figure it out. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So that's how it started. And from then on, I think she double booked herself a couple more times. And usually on the third time, I'm like, okay, this has happened 3 times. Maybe there's something to this. Maybe I should pursue it a little more. So that was kind of the point. The third time was, I should see if I can be certified.
Yeah. And then you took that certification training. Was that in Calgary?
Yeah, in Calgary.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
So there's a group in Calgary called Circles of Rhythm. It's owned by my friend Julien Lepage. And at the time, it was owned by another owner, Judy Atkinson. And she was very lovely in how she approached the training. So you go there. She's got a specific way to host the drum circles, which is unique to some others, because there's other ones that are village music circles, is one of the main ones. And I actually just met Arthur Hall, who runs that. And he goes all around the world training people in drum circles. And his way of training is a little bit unique to what Judy trained. And then off of those, but they all learned from the same person. And so they all kind of branched off and made it their own a little bit. And then more recently, I've been able to add some rhythm for youth. My friend Lucas Coffey up in Edmonton, he owns a company called Rhythm. And he goes into schools and does rhythm residencies. And it's an absolute joy to see him in action, because he's like so much fun. Love you, Lucas. And so being able to get into the school system, like, even though I'm already a music teacher, I love to be able to bring the drum circle into the schools and make that more available, because not every school has access to 30 drums. Sure. And they're not cheap to purchase. So I like that I can have that possibility going into schools in Medicine Hat and surrounding areas, and to share music and the joy of drumming and rhythm that way. Nice.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And then so you took this training. How long do you train for?
So at the time, Circles of Rhythm, their training, I didn't know there was anything else. So I took their training 3 times.
Okay.
And then I've been there I've actually gone 5 times. Oh, nice. And mostly because the 4th and 5th time was so I could see my friends who facilitate. Because being in Medicine Hat, I'm one facilitator. I don't know if there's any other facilitators in town. So it's an opportunity to get together with other people who have a passion for the same thing that I do. And so the training is basically 1 weekend. And I want to say, I don't know if it's 30 hours. I can't remember. Maybe I'm doing 20 hours, 3 days, whatever that ends up being. And you go in and you learn all of the different aspects of the ICDC, so the Integrated Community Drum Circle. And you get the opportunity of learning how to use the djembe drum, the frame drum, and I have one other one that's called a tobano drum, and some small percussion instruments, and how they all work together and how you can use them to just guide the group through different activities that bring them together and help them to listen to each other, because we all need to listen to each other. Can't all just be talking.
True. Yeah. No, that sounds great. Yeah, and I guess so you did that training. You're facilitating. What came next in this journey?
Well, once you do the training, you got to get some drums, and drums are they're not cheap. They're a bit of an expensive investment, and I lucked out because I joined a group of the drum circle facilitator group that had trained with the ICDC, with the Circles of Rhythm. And there was a lady from Lethbridge who was leaving the country, and she had like a whole set of drums that she was selling. And it happened to be within my budget. So I managed to purchase, what was it? I think I got 9 drums from her, and then a bunch of small percussion, and it was, that's where I started. And so once I got those, we used to have a Thursday night market at Medelta, and Medelta Potteries, and they have a kiln where they let me set up. So my first drum circles were in the Medelta kiln, and it was so much fun. I'd love to go back there because it's a really cool space. The sound is phenomenal in there. But,
Yeah, lots of history there. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool space.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So you got these drums. Yeah, and then at some point you started your own business, right?
Right.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
So about, I think it was 2022, I ended up saying, okay, you know what? I've been doing this for long enough. Let's actually put a name to it instead of just Sara Neufeld, drum circle facilitator. My daughter's name is Araya, and I took inspiration from that, and I named my drumming company Ray of Sun Drum Circles. And I think it's kind of fitting for someone from Medicine Hat, because on occasion, I believe Medicine Hat is one of the sunniest cities in Canada. So isn't it lovely to have a ray of sun in Medicine Hat drumming with you? But yeah, so Ray of Sun Drum Circles is my business, and it makes it nice because it's easier to tell somebody, go check Facebook and Instagram, look, just search Ray of Sun Drum Circles, you'll find me. And it's true. You search Ray of Sun Drum Circles, and I'm your first 10 hits, whatever it is.
Yeah. Easier than spelling someone's name sometimes.
Right.
Or,
yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. And what was that like for you, starting your own business with a drum circle facilitation?
Oh, I am not a business person. Marketing is not my strong point. And so there's been some challenges of growing, but I'm finally stepping into that piece that says, I have something that is it's worthy of sharing with others. So step into that. So it's been a journey since having the specific business. I could probably do with some marketing classes or business classes, but step by step, right?
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yeah, and if you're doing it mostly yourself, then
yeah, absolutely.
So is that a skill that you kind of had to develop?
Yeah.
As you're trying to grow your business?
Yeah, I'm getting better at using Canva.
Interesting. Yeah. And I guess what's the response been to your business or your facilitation generally?
Generally, I've got a few people that come, 5 to 10 people who come very regularly. Being that Medicine Hat's not a very big center, to get between 6 and 20 people showing up on a regular basis is pretty awesome. I have a friend out in Burnaby, I believe, BC, and she gets the same amount of people showing up, and that's a way bigger center than here. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Just a lot of opportunities like this,
Of course.
and attending different festivals and events helps me to get people to know that I'm here, and randomly posting things on poster boards so people see what's up. And with Synergy Center, it's beautiful because what I do, Anna, she helps to support me in that, and she sees the benefits of drumming and for people's mental health. And she's like, absolutely, you can use this space and help make this available to our community members who would benefit. So it's been really lovely to see who I can reach out to and who kind of helps lift me up. And of course, they've got a different following than me on social media. So when they share something out, it hits 20,000 people versus the 1,000 that it goes to from me. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think any of that stuff does require other people and those connections. And, yeah. And I'd be curious to get your thoughts, but it seems like, especially given what you're doing, that it's about community and connection. It seems like hitting high numbers wouldn't really matter on social media maybe as much as people showing up and having those 6 people come every week or every time you do it.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Medicine Hat is word of mouth. I have one. I held a circle here a few years ago down in in a different space, and I had 20 people. There were 20 people there, and one or two of them, every time they came to a new drum circle, they brought one or two new friends. So then, as people bring people, then it starts to grow, and the excitement starts to get bigger. And I'm like, we just need to outgrow my regular space that holds about 16 comfortably, and then we'll look into getting something bigger.
Right, yeah, expand. And yeah, I guess that's one of the questions I always try to ask people. Like, do you have any kind of like dream, like aspirations or event or project that you'd like to facilitate? Like like you mentioned the movement during the first segment. Yeah, yeah.
Well, beyond the movement's big. We have a lovely space at the Mesonet College called the Big Eagle Room. It is this big circle space, and it's just gorgeous. And I've had the opportunity to drum in there at teachers' conventions for the last 2 or 3 years, since it's been there. And I feel so fortunate to be able to have accessed that space. And I would love to be able to provide a large enough circle that I could just be like, hey, we're booking that space every Thursday because we have this many people. Like, let's say we have 50. My goal would be 50 to 100 people every week, just maybe a little smaller than Circles of Rhythm because they get 100 to 150 weekly, but they're in Calgary. So if Medicine Hat can hit 50 people, make me bring my drums every week, please. It's my extra workout.
Yeah, we're doing the stairs, running everything up and down.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
And that if we could get that going, then that Big Eagle space would be ours, and we would just it'd be so to have that opportunity. So
no,
that's
great.
fine.
Yeah, no, I've been in the space. It's a lovely space, and that sounds like a great aspiration for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was curious, like when you talk about that, like I know on like the Calgary group site, like it talks a bit about like reconciliation and stuff, and I wonder about that, like because I think of sometimes with the drumming, like there's like a lot of like Indigenous drumming. Like, is that tied at all with drumming circles?
Yes. So we have the 3 different styles of drumming, mainly in the ICDC version. So we have the djembe, which is West African, the tabano, which is South American style, and then we've got our frame drum, which would be our heartbeat. And so the frame drum, this specific drum here, is a replica of a North American Indigenous drum. Remo calls this the buffalo drum. It has ropes on the back, and you use a stick. So this guy is really the heartbeat. Now, I have a thing about authenticity, and when I read something that's been already made for me, I don't feel like it's authentically me. So when I honor our First Nations, our Indigenous people, I use this drum, and I have a gathering drum as well, that they're the heartbeat of our circles. And without those drums, our circle will fall apart because there's nothing keeping us steady and strong like our frame drums and our gathering drums. So
cool.
That's how I honor our Indigenous.
Nice. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. And I know, like you mentioned, like you're going to schools, you go to like old folks' homes, places like that.
Yep.
Like, do you have maybe a favorite spot that you like to go to do drum circles outside of this kind of space?
Oh yes. Well, I really enjoy taking drums to different schools because sharing these instruments with as many children as possible really gives everybody a really great opportunity to experience drumming. And our kiddos, they need the opportunities to work together in a space where somebody's not telling them this is what you do. So the drums really, I kind of lead them, and they get the opportunity to learn how. Here's how. Now you guys do it. Here we go. They get to improvise and do it on their own, and they get really great success in that, and they feel so proud about what they've done. It's quite wonderful. So working with schools and then working with seniors. It is so much fun to go into a senior's home, and at first they're looking at you, they're like, no, we're not playing that. And I had a couple at a senior's home just in Crescent Heights area. And there was one lady, she brought her friend, and he's an old cowboy, old farmer, and he goes, I don't need one of those, I'm just going to listen. I said, okay, well, I'm just going to put this right here for you, just in case. That man at the end of the circle came up to me and he said, that was amazing. Thank you so much for putting a drum in front of me. I couldn't resist and I would love to come back. So to have, he was probably in his 80s, maybe mid 80s, and he really enjoyed it. It was out of his comfort zone, but he loved it. So
yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, and that's great that someone like that would be open to a new experience, something very different. And I'm sure your facilitation probably helped as well, of encouraging him or whatever you do with. Yeah,
I joke a lot in the middle of the circle to make people feel comfortable. For sure.
Nice, no, that's great. Yeah, and I know like when we first met, you mentioned you were part of like a television show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, we still have a few minutes. Tell me about that experience with your drum circle.
A few summers ago, like, I don't know when it would have been, like January or February, a couple of years ago, I got a text message from my friend Julien Lepage, owner of Circles of Rhythm, and he said, hey, Sarah, I'm looking for like 5 or 6 facilitators for a televised event. Would you be interested? And I said, yep, sign me up. That sounds fun. And so he put me down on the paper and kept me in the loop. I had to sign one of those NDAs because it was big Canadian TV game show, you know. And when we show up, we find out, okay, it's the Amazing Race Canada. And so we get there, it's at the Olympic Plaza. We're recording it at the end of April. It's kind of chilly outside. It was drizzling for half the time. But it was this ongoing drum circle because the competitors who were flying in from Winnipeg had to do a couple of like roadblocks or whatever, challenges, before they got to the batter or beat challenge. I think it was the roadblock. And so they could either go do pancakes, make pancakes and take orders, or they could come and learn how to facilitate a drum circle. So they had to learn 5 rhythms. And so my job was to teach the competitors these 5 rhythms, and then they had to take the rhythms and go onto the stage and lead the big drum circle that was down below and be in time and like not mess up the rhythms. And it was great. Because another cool thing that I learned after the recording, the team that picked me was actually Joel and Shayla Ouellette from Medicine Hat. And they looked familiar, and I didn't know why until I realized I taught Joel when he was in grade 4. So it was a pretty cool experience to come full circle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they did great.
They did good. They were on time and good.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, what a cool experience. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we have time for one more question, and something we always try to ask people is, like, how has your drumming practice or facilitation or owning business, like, how has that changed your everyday life?
Well, I often say that if I didn't have the drums, I would definitely not be where I am. It is a tool that I use like every day. It's very calming. It helps to ground, and like especially in the last few years, the world went a little bit crazy. We got a little stress, you know. So I'm very thankful because the drums are kind of that meditative piece that helps to ground and bring my energy to the calm state, and it allows me to breathe and get through anything that's really stressful. Plus, connects me with all my people. That's the best part.
There we go. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've really enjoyed this conversation, learning about your journey as a drummer and drumming facilitator. So yeah, thanks so much for the conversation, Sarah. This has been the Whitney City's Finest on location here at Bloom Studios at the Serenity Synergy Center. I'm Mac. He's Perry, and this is.
And I'm Sarah. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Let your feet go on the ground. Breathe out. Breathe in nice and slow. And out. And as you continue to breathe deeply, universe within which We are. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes. You should have a drum in front of you, or maybe one in your hands. Means get a little bit softer. Now, if you see me do this, means keep on playing. Don't stop. All right. Guess what? Your turn to keep on playing. Ready? And 4, 3, 2. Nice. Are you ready? And 4, 3. And good job. So, there's a few new faces in here for me tonight. A few not so new faces as well. If you have never attended a drum circle before, I want you to rumble on your drum. Woo! Phew! Ended less than 10, but more than none. Rumble on your drum. And good job. All right, well, welcome everybody. It's so fun because drum circles are for everyone. It doesn't matter if you've never ever even touched a drum before in your life. You don't need to know how. I'm going to show you right now. We've got 3 different styles of drums around the circle, and I kind of started with this one already. This is our one. Did you make that yourself? Okay, Brenda is a lovely Indigenous lady from our community who gets people doing amazing activities. She's another community builder in Medicine Hat and surrounding areas. She's quite lovely. There's lots around, but if you have one in your hand right now and you'd like to play that, just so you get an idea of what it sounds like, you're going to pick it up and you're going to play a rhythm that goes, play the drum, play the drum. Play. Jody's passing hers down already. So this is our heartbeat. These frame drums are the lowest voices in our circle. They keep our circle together. They keep us steady and strong. They are the heartbeat of our community here. So our Indigenous drums, if someone is playing a drum and you're interested in trying it, you can just be like, are you playing that drum? And they might say, no, would you like to? So that's really part of this. Oh, that works. Thank you. Our next drum that we've got, I'm going to show you because it's in front of me. This is our West African djembe. So we've got the West African djembe, and we might have another drum that's similar to the djembe, but it's actually called whatever's comfortable for your body. That works. You're going to take your hands out, and you're going to place your hands just like this. We got mittens, we've got gloves. We're going to use mittens today. And you're going to go right in the middle, and you're going to just play that right in the drum. Look, the whole hand right in the middle of the drum. Let it bounce back like it's a trampoline. Good. Now we have a second sound on this drum. You're going to use your other hand, and you're going to put it to the edge So it's still going to be on the top, but your hands are going to be hitting at a different spot. So it's got a bit of a higher tone. Drum, yeah, I can play the drum, yeah, drum. I can play the drum. There you go. Now if you have a frame drum, and unless you want to try a different one, you can start playing that heartbeat. It's a heartbeat. Yeah, whoa, keep that going, that's sounding great. We got one more style of drum left, and you should have some mallets with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, I can play the drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, I can play the drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, I can play the drum. Good job. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, play! I'm guessing it's approximately 8:10. Okay, so, I don't know what time we started. We started a little bit late, I think. All right. Now, normally I would slow it down at the end, but just in case. We don't want to lose the light outside and not get to this point. So under your chair, you may have a shaker, you might have a frog, Maybe you even have a thunder tube. Now, oh, that one might be a little bit obtrusive. I'm going to trade you. It's loud. But we need somebody to play that because I can't play it. You just shake it. Go like this.
Yeah.
It's fun. You still get to play this later. You can pick it up. It's just too loud for this moment. All right, so for this round, each of your instruments has, and if you have a smaller frog than me, you might be able to cover the mouth. I can't. My hands are too small. So if you have a smaller frog, you can actually change the pitch of its voice by closing the holes and opening them.
It's called taking the dog.
Okay. Now, if you have a shaker, I want you to just experiment with that. Maybe you swirl it around. Maybe you shake it. It kind of sounds like the tree, the seeds in the trees. We feel called. Okay? Our heartbeat. But at any point, you might be called to play a different rhythm. So what's your heart song right now? That was super cool, everybody. It was really neat to see how it shifted once I brought that ocean drum out. And the second time that I brought it around, it was like everybody was like, you just pulled back. The rhythm just went, and we just settled in. And then you groove how you want to groove. All right? Sound good? Ready? Almost ready. If you want to switch instruments, absolutely. Now's the perfect time.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. Thank you.
Just bring it down a little bit. A little bit softer. When you see my foot hit the floor, I want you to play. When I go like this, oh boom. Just once. Just ready. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Awesome. Now, that was cool. I'm so glad. In through your nose. And let this one be really long. Out. Exhale. Big deep breath in. And out. This time I want you, if you have a drum in your hand, you're going to carefully place that on the floor. And one big, really big, like the biggest of the breaths in. And the biggest sigh. And just give your heels a little bounce, a little shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it all up. Here we go. And give yourself a nice big hug. You've been drumming. You might feel your shoulders. A little bit of a different stretch there. Still really good in the wrist. All right. Now remember, switch hands. And all right, give that a shake. And here we go. One last breath. And this time you're going to whoosh it out. Whoosh! And in case anybody is headed to the South Country Fair in Fort Macleod this weekend, I'll see you on Sunday because I'm drumming at 12:30. And then moving forward, August long weekend, there's something happening in Liebenthal. I think it's a Saturday. I don't know what day that is. But if you want to get in a car, and it's amazing. I'll tell you, it's a August long weekend. It's a Saturday, and I'll send you the info. Absolutely. But yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.